Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join real estate entrepreneur and mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Guys, welcome back to Construct Your Life. This is Austin Linney here. I have the pleasure of having Mr. Tyler Cauble here. How are you doing, sir?
Austin, doing well, man. How are you?
Doing good, my man. So Tyler is in commercial real estate. He does a bunch of stuff. He writes a blog. He's all over the place. He's wrote a book. Haven't had a lot of commercial guys on here, so I wanted to make sure that I brought him on. But something I wanted to point out in the beginning of the interview, because I wanted to praise you, is that y'all had the tornadoes come through. You had so many things happen to Nashville this year, and I have watched you really stand up as a pillar of your community and really be a voice for good and better. And you're just in to do work, and I just wanted to commend you and have that on record so everybody could hear it.
Oh, well, that's great to hear, man. I really appreciate it. You know, it's been a weird few months. You know, that tornado came through on March 3rd. And then we got shut down by coronavirus about 10 days later. Mm-hmm. So, you know, East Nashville got hit pretty hard, and that's where I'm based. And so it's been weird for sure. I mean, a lot of the reconstruction hasn't even started yet because of coronavirus. So it's bizarre.
So you can start where you want to in your story. As I always let my guests start where they want to. So you could talk about how you got started, or really wherever you want, you can start.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm a proud college dropout. I went to the University of Tennessee for about a year before I decided, you know what, it's time to get back to work. I actually went into sales immediately out of high school and did really well with that. And, you know, so I was sitting in class one day taking a geography class I'd taken in 8th grade, and I made $30,000 that summer. I was like, I made $30,000 in 3 months. If I did that 12 months out of the year, I'd make $120,000. Why am I sitting in a geography class? So dropped out, moved back to Nashville, started working as a project manager for my grandfather's construction company. And my plan was to just take his company and scale it. But about 3 months into that, a developer that I had actually sold to, I sold Cutco knives. A developer that I sold to reached out. He heard I was in town, and he asked me to come work with him. He had a 150,000 square foot shopping center and a 57,000 square foot office building that he just felt weren't getting enough attention from the big guys. So he wanted somebody in-house. So he paid for me to get my real estate license and gave me both of those listings and said, get to work. That was back in 2013. And Nashville in 2013 was a very different market than it is now. That was really kind of right around the time where Nashville started taking off. So, you know, commercial real estate lags about a year or so behind residential. And so in 2013, homes were being built all over the place. But commercial real estate was still really slow. So it took me about 2 years before I stabilized both of those assets. And that the company that I was working with was a small boutique firm. So they did multifamily, they did office, retail, industrial, single family custom homes, townhomes. We did a little bit of everything. So I got to see that. And so I put together my first development deal when I was 24, which was a 42 unit townhome development just southwest of Nashville, and because of everything that I was working on there with them. And then ended up writing the book, Open for Business, which was my first book on leasing commercial real estate, and decided shortly thereafter, you know what, it's time to go start my own thing. So I started the Cauble Group in 2018, and we've been, you know, representing investors and tenants looking for space since then, and I buy as well. So we've been doing a little bit of everything.
So I have this theory, and I think you'll love it. I see these young kids these days in multifamily, right? I have a kid who's 24, who's got 186 units, and there's other kids I know that have 200, 400. I almost think there's some glory in the unknown of knowledge and just figuring it out, right? And yeah. And you look at a 30, 40, 50-year-old trying to move into multifamily. He was a doctor. He was an engineer. And there's so much reservation because they have context on their life. Do you think that's true?
I think it's absolutely true. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I get myself into, you know, I mean, so I'm working on a 220 unit multifamily development right now. And, it's a $13 million equity raise, and it's a $31 million, $32 million all-in project. I was talking to another developer the other day. He's in his 50s. He's like, do you know what you've gotten yourself into? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. But I also kind of don't. So I think that that's what's working in my favor right now. It's like, I'll figure out how to make it happen. But I don't have those reservations because I haven't had that much experience. So I think it's a great thing.
Because also, and somebody mentioned this to me the other day, it's like, I've got to a point where like the coaching is a lot of my business. I still do real estate investing, but I have walked down a path that is like, what's the option? Like, I'm doing what I love.
Yeah.
So what am I going to go do? Be a perfume salesman at Abercrombie and French? Like, this is what I love to do. And you almost have to, as my coach would describe it, you almost have to walk down a hall with the lights off and you don't know where the doors are.
Right. Well, the best phrase I've ever heard about that, it was the same developer I was talking with. He goes, you know what? If you're going to drown, you can drown in 6 inches of water. You can drown in 6 feet of water. You might as well go for it and drown in 6 feet. Right. Because that was such a great quote. I was like, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to be better for it.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, like on paper, when you say 13 million raised, 32 million, it's like, fuck, that's crazy. But once you do this, right, and once you cement it, whatever you want is available. That's what people don't get about large scale development.
Exactly. And I mean, the thing is, like, even if I fail, I will have learned so much more than I ever could have learned from trying to do a 2 build. I mean, that's the thing. And that's what's so exciting about it.
Dude, I got a coaching client, brand new. He's 23. He's like, I'm like, what's your goals? He's like, I want like 2 single family residents before I'm 30. And I was like, playa, that's 7 years. You could have that before next quarter. Like, you could have that next month. Like, let's expand the mind, right? And so I guess this is an important topic because you're driven. You care about people and you're going to figure it out. So the question that I have to ask you is what's your, like, if you have a defined why, like what makes you want to push every day and write blogs and help people? Like, what is that?
Yeah. I mean, I get asked that all the time because people are like, how do you do all of this stuff? Because we've got the blog. We're running 2 to 3 times a week on that. I've got the YouTube channel. We're posting a video every week on that. We're about to launch a podcast. We're going to be launching one of those every week. And on top of that, we've got $37 million under contract. That's just the brokerage. We're taking, I've got a property management company. I've got personally that I'm buying about $22 million under contract. And so we're raising equity for that. I genuinely love what I do. I mean, I get up every morning at 5 and I'm super excited to jump out of bed and start listening to a podcast to start my day off because I can't wait to start working on everything again. And, my biggest why I would say is because I love the city. Nashville has given me everything. And so I love being able to give back to the city. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people in this profession don't necessarily think about, that they really should. I mean, everything that we do has an impact on so many lives that you'll never know about. I tell people all the time this story. It wasn't even one of our clients. It was just a buddy of mine, three friends that opened up a coffee shop right down the street from my office. And we're on an emerging corridor. So before there was a coffee shop there, it was this old building that you would drive past and probably not even notice. And there was no life in there. It was kind of falling apart. So they got in there, renovated it, and made the most beautiful coffee shop you've ever seen. And it's the only coffee shop on the corridor. And you go in there at 3 p.m, you can't sit anywhere. It's packed. I mean, it's one of those great stories of like, they literally created all of this energy and life and activity in here. There's people that are writing their thesis in the corner over there. There's 2 people having a meeting talking about potential commercial real estate deals. There's, people that are coming and going and just getting coffee, but it's created this hub, all this activity. And I think that that's super cool that we can have that impact in this industry where 3 guys had an idea, and think about the thousands and thousands of lives that they've impacted, even if it was just like somebody coming in to get a coffee. To me, that's super cool. And so At the end of the day, I want to have a tower on the skyline. I want to have the most architecturally significant tower on the Nashville skyline because, to me, it's a monument to the city, and I think that there's something so beautiful about that.
See, this is why I wish I had questions sometimes, because there's 3 points I want to hit on that. But somebody told me, because I do Airbnb at a large scale, $1 million project, something like that. But he said something that I wish I could tell everybody that's in real estate, that's a multifamily owner, Airbnb, single family, whatever it is. Respect the fact that you're a landlord. And these people are creating memories inside of your building with their kids, or they're growing up. And we somehow have lost that, like it's a business transaction. And I get that. But I take it so much more. I had 20 years in hospitality and hotels. So I take it so much more seriously. And when you boil it down and you really look at commerce, people just care about experiences. That's the new currency.
Yeah, we're very intentional about the kind of clients that we'll take on. We work almost exclusively with small local businesses because those are the only things that I want to see all around the city. I don't care about seeing another Wendy's. Hopefully Wendy's isn't listening and going, oh, well, we were going to hire Tyler, but now we're not. I mean, we don't need another check cashing place. We don't need another pawn shop. That to me is just not exciting. That corporate, like, oh, it's all about the demographics. You look at all these small local businesses and just the character that they can bring to a neighborhood is massive. Like, you can't quantify that. But the character that a big corporate company can take away from a neighborhood, can't really quantify that either, but you can see it.
No.
So,
I had this soapbox rant. I was getting my haircut, like the first time I ever got a real haircut. Like, the kid was like, it's going to be a while. Like, I'm going to do work on you. And like, it was in Sacramento, and I was thinking to myself, like, this is how America comes back.
Yeah.
Like, this is how it comes back, by somebody caring this much to give me the best haircut, the best attention ever. And I tipped him like more than the haircut was worth. And I thought to myself, like, that's a kid that's spent 6 months studying to give the perfect haircut. And we have disconnected ourselves as society by convenience, which I get. But there's so much amazing local flavor. And this is a topic I'm on right now. I believe the only thing that matters in this world is energy, because energy can generate a change in anything. It allows people to open up their hearts to see new things. It allows them to move. And when you're creating the buzz, right? That's why I moved back we could have moved wherever we wanted. That's why I moved back to around Austin, because let's just call it what it is. Central Texas is on fire. And the buzz is amazing. And to be around that's all I want to do is ride that wave. And I lived in Nashville. It's the same thing that's going on in Nashville. It's so much fun to be a part of shaping a community.
The thing that has really resonated with me lately, everybody, when they get into business, is like, okay, we got to scale. First thing we got to do is figure out how to put the systems in place to take this all over the world. And you know what? Not everything should scale. I mean, that's been the corporate mantra for the last 40, 50, 60, 70 years is, how can we scale? How can we scale? And you look how much character all of these businesses lose. Like, you read Sam Walton's book on, I can't remember what it's called, Made in America or something like that, where he talks about, in the early days, he used to go to every single Walmart, and he would go in there and he'd be measuring and stuff like that. And there was something beautiful about that. I get my shirts made from a local bespoke clothier. Well, he can't scale. It's him, right? Like, he can't really scale that, nor should he, right? Like, because if he does, then I'm going to go find another bespoke guy to make my shirts, because there's just there's something to be said about the level of service, the level of quality that comes from an expert being there and working with you to do it. That's irreplaceable in my opinion.
You just made me rethink my entire coaching business, because I'm thinking, because what's the point of scaling if you can't give the personal touch? That's why they hire me as a coach in the first place.
Right.
And I was talking to my buddy who started a mastermind, right? And the first 100 people that joined his group, he gave them a video message. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and what I started doing now, I don't send happy birthday texts anymore. I send happy birthday videos.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And my people, because this is my thing. I'm hospitality. This is what I do. I'm a networker.
Yeah.
And my friends are like, dude, it's so personal. Like when you do it. And I think, perfect example, I order stuff from Andy Friselli's company, First Form. They always have a handwritten note in there. Like, and Jake and Gino's crew. Like anytime you go to an event, they give you a note and a book, and you're just like, dude, that's the way I want to do business. And
and look at it.
Yeah.
You're bringing them up right now because they did a handwritten note that took them 2 minutes to do, and you just brought it up on your podcast however long after, right? Like that sticks.
It's been a year. It's been a year.
Yeah, like it sticks with you, man.
Yeah.
It's so impactful.
I love that. Something I want to bring up, I thought about it earlier. I don't want to lose it because I saw a post that you made on the traffic you were getting when you first started the blog and then now.
Yeah.
And I thought it's so important because I get so caught in my head with the content sometimes. You feel like nobody's listening. And then I went to a meetup and like 7 dudes were like, oh, dude, I love your stuff. I was like, what? I don't even know who you are. Talk about that. I think it's so important.
So, we've kind of, for lack of a better term, half-assed our blog for the last 3 years. It was always one of those things that I knew was like, oh, you got to do it. It helps with SEO. And so every now and then I would crank out a 500-word blog, and it would take me 3 hours because, I didn't want to do it. And it was on a Saturday and I was having a drink, and, it was just, it wasn't a priority for me. Mm-hmm. And when the pandemic hit, I'm sitting in my office going, this is weird. I've gone from 99% of my time out of the office and client meetings, site tours, running and gunning. Then I would have to go home and do all of my, work at home after that to catch up on everything, to now sitting 100% of my time in the office going, okay, well, I guess it's time to catch up on everything I've wanted to do for the last 3 years that I haven't had time for. And blogging became one of those. It was, I have the opportunity to write, and I have this knowledge to share, and I also have literally nothing else to do. So I just started writing, man, and started studying. And I've watched hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos on how to blog, YouTube videos on how to start a YouTube channel. Everything. I dove into it because I had the time. And so one thing I started following was Google Search Console will show you how much organic traffic your website is getting, and how much what keywords are pointing traffic to you. And the first couple months it starts off slow, but we're posting 3 to 4 times a week because literally I'm just in the office writing articles. But man, you get 2 to 3 months into it, and it just takes off. We were posting high quality content, and I was making sure to do it the right way, but I didn't change anything else. I just started posting more, writing more, and it took off. And now we're getting, I think we had about 1,000 organic visitors a month, which is decent for a, local commercial real estate brokerage. But now we get 11,000 organic visits to our website every month, and we're only posting about once a week now, and it's going up on this exponential trajectory. It's pretty wild to see, but it makes a difference.
No, I had lunch with Bruce Peterson last week, and he was talking about we're having dinner Friday night, and he was like, Austin, the book's great, and he's like, but I just give it away now. If you really want it, I'll just give it to you, because what it's done for my business, meaning don't look at the numbers that the book sold, but look about the money that I can raise because of that. And I think that's where a lot of young investors get lost. It's just things to the pyramid, right? That you can offer. But I'm going to give you, I should share this online. We should talk about it off, but whatever, people don't do it. So I'm going to give you the biggest hack of your life. And it's what I'm doing when you start the podcast. Awesome. So every week I do a rant, 8 to 15 minutes. We have transcribed those rants, and that's going to be the blog. So
we're already doing that.
Yes.
Because that's such a great idea that a lot of people don't do. So what I do is I write the blog posts, mm-hmm. And then I turn that into a script for the YouTube videos. And then I'll take that script and I'll make it a little more conversational. So I'll go through and basically just change the wording up a bit. And then that's my podcast script. So that's another blog to post. So the content, it's like Gary Vee, like how do you take one piece of content and make it into 4 trillion pieces of content? Like it's brilliant. It works.
It's the way it works. And on scale, it seems like you're doing so much, but I think, and this is something I would like to hear your opinion on. The biggest thing I did in my life was a year ago when I had a business fail and I lost money for the first time. And I realized that I was lying to myself about what I was good at. Like I was like, I'm going to make it work because I'm over here. And then I'm, like you said, I'm trudging uphill instead of just doing what I do. And I have farmed out everything that doesn't suit me anymore. I just do what I'm good at. And it's a game changer.
It's that makes a huge difference. I mean, look, I'm not organized, right? Like when it comes to, I always tell people I'm the Steve Jobs, I'm not the Woz. Like I can't dive into the details and tell you, break everything down step by step. And I'm the guy that goes, here's the big picture. Let's go do this. And then I'll go out and I'll, kiss some hands, shake some babies. And that's what I'm great at. You know what I'm not good at? Bookkeeping. Like I can't keep books to save my life. And I know that. And so I hire a bookkeeper. And, that's changed my life because now I'm spending, instead of trying to, it's like bodybuilding, man. You got bad calves, but you got, a great upper body. Like, your calves are never going to be great. You don't have the genetics to pull that off. Focus on your upper body, like whatever, right? Like focus on what you're amazing at and get even better at that. And then hire everything else around you to help, sustain you.
My buddy says, like, why would you strengthen your weaknesses? It doesn't make any sense. Like,
right.
It's the truth. But something you'll love, because I think you're similar to me. So my team calls it Halo networking. So the military guys that are so high up, they have to wear masks and they have to. Yep. That's how I network. Like, drop me in the party. I'll know everybody before there's full stories. And if you ask my assistant and my business partner to do that, they'd still be in the car complaining about having to go in there. Like, just do what you do, right? It's just the truth,
Exactly. I mean, you can go out and hunt, but, like you're talking about, you cast that net. Everyone gets to know you a little bit. They listen to the podcast, they watch a YouTube video, they read your blog. They follow you on Instagram. I mean, that's what I've found is like people start to really feel like they connect with you and know you. I mean, I think that that's such a great way of approaching marketing.
It's so weird. I just had like deja vu. I swear to God, we've had this conversation before because it was like,
that's awesome.
Because no, this is the last conversation I had on the last podcast. There is a new world where we live in where people need to understand and know who you are to do business with you. Right. And if you are not, and a lot of the guys I coach are younger dudes, right? And they're like, well, I couldn't start a podcast. I've only done one deal. And I'm like, bro, it has nothing to do with that. It's about
start a podcast on how you're learning.
Yes.
I mean, that's a great thing because guess how many other people are out there? They're like, I don't even know how to get started. And you're literally taking them step by step of, hey, look, here's what I messed up today. Here's what I learned from it. That's something that somebody that's been doing it for 20 years can't tell you.
No, Expert Seekers changed my life. And it was like, you have to create the hero's journey, but they have to fall in love with you. So like, you don't know this about me, but like I had a meth addiction and I was homeless and I was an alcoholic for 20 years. Like I just fucking said all that shit on my podcast and everybody's like, oh my God. And I'm like,
yeah,
like, I don't care. Like that's who I was. It's not who I am, but it gives me such credit. Like I lost 65 pounds. It gives me such credibility with, they're watching the journey and they're seeing the work, right? And it's just there's such a tangible thing to that.
I mean, you're the guy that was formerly obese that's now a fitness trainer, right? Like everybody loves that because they can relate to it. You can relate to them. Like I think that's amazing. Yeah. Congrats, by the way. That's huge.
Thank you. Yeah, I kind of gloss over it, but it's been a while, a couple years. This year's been a little crazy too, but I digress. I'm happy. But what I want to talk about is my favorite topic, and I think is mindset, because I think that you can have all the knowledge you want. This is what I coach on. You can learn about real estate. I have a new theory. Stop trying to figure everything about fucking real estate and just move through it, and you'll learn.
Yeah.
So what, on a day-to-day basis, or where did you get this mindset that you've cultivated, and where does that come from?
I think that's a great question. One, it probably comes from being an older child, or the oldest of my siblings. I always was kind of more independent, doing things on my own, which meant a lot of the time it's like, figure it out. Right. And so, just over the years, and then, when I was in high school, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. And so I had to deal with that. And shortly thereafter, my parents got a divorce. And so went from, this picture perfect life to, okay, if I don't go out and get a job and, help my family out, like no one is. So, it just immediately, to me, it was like, that's the decision to make. Went out and got a job in sales, did really well, been supporting myself ever since I was 18. And I just, I think I just have this attitude. It's like, cool, man, let's go jump off the cliff. Well, you don't have a parachute. That's fine. I'll figure it out. Like, it doesn't matter. I get myself into those situations all the time. I never get stressed out. Like all my friends that, they have, these W-2 jobs working for someone else, they're always stressed out. I'm like, how are you stressed? Like if you knew half the shit that I have to deal with on a daily basis, your mind would explode. But I just don't get stressed. So I think I'm very blessed in that sense. But that's it, man. It's just having an attitude of like, whatever. I mean, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. What's the worst that could happen? I'm not, somebody's not handing me a rifle and telling me to run at the enemy. Like it's really not that bad.
I heard a podcast this morning
man.
with Tom Ballou on impact theory, and the guy was saying there's either two things that happen. You either act on the emotion or you progress.
Right.
There's no other difference. And we are a society that reacts on emotion and allows other people to dictate the way that we operate. And so my joke is I get all these young kids, well, should I invest now? Well, I don't know where the market is. And I'm like, guys, I don't move with the wind. I make the motherfucking wind.
Exactly.
And when you operate in that way, it doesn't matter where the market is because a deal's a deal, right? There's so, my favorite question, you're going to fucking lose your shit. My favorite question is I'll do a whole Airbnb talk, like 45 minutes of like high level shit. Like, oh, dude, you could get this property and you could retire and this blah, blah. And the first question out of everybody's mouth is, how do you go about starting an LLC? And I'm like, you haven't even gone and found the asset yet. Just calm down.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter.
That's always mind-boggling to me too, is because, on the commercial real estate brokerage side, we'll have people reach out and they're like, oh, I'm just starting my business. I actually just got my LLC. I'm like, what? Okay. I mean, I could log on to the Secretary of State and start another LLC right now. It doesn't mean anything.
But they think it's so signifying,
Yeah, it's and you know what? Honestly, though, for some people, like, great, like take that badge. Like, I hope that inspires you. But man, it's one of those things that also makes me look back to high school and be like, why didn't they teach us more about entrepreneurship? Why didn't they teach people that you can file an LLC for $100 and it's not that big of a deal? I mean, I started my first LLC when I was like, I don't know, 18 or 17, like sometime when I was probably in high school, just messing around. But yeah, I mean, it's all about the mentality, in my opinion, the best horse that you could ever bet on is yourself. If you just make the decision to wake up every morning and go do everything in your power that day to pull off whatever it is you want to pull off, you'll be successful. You'll be successful. Maybe you don't have the money, but because you're meeting with everyone you possibly can, you're going to run into some guy that goes, you know what? I actually have a lot of capital I got to place.
Yeah.
There you go. You somehow pulled it off. Like honestly, I don't put a $18 million deal under contract and go, cool, good thing I've got the money set aside. It's like, no, okay, well now I got to go figure out the money part. It's just take it step by step. Eat the elephant bite by bite. That's all it is.
And I have a new rule that I learned from losing money in that business. I don't worry about scaling the business. I let the business scale the business.
Yeah. It's going to come.
Meaning, let's be so busy that we have to worry about putting an LLC together. Let's be so busy about having to hire other people. And like I'm writing with my coaching client and his wife, and she's like, how are you so like nonchalant about a $1.3 million mansion in the Colorado mountains? Like, you're just going to run it and you haven't even seen it yet. And one in Montana. I was like, well, I mean, it's like, whatever. I mean, I'll just take the pictures. Like, I mean, I also get to hang out at that property, so we're good. Like,
yeah,
but every time you do it, right? And here's my thing: a lot of my guys, I just got off a coaching call. He's like, man, I really don't want to be an agent anymore. I want to be an investor. And I'm like, well, you're 22 years old. Like, and I was like, what gives you the right? What have you done in your life to be retired and be an investor? Have you gone all in on being an agent? Like, all the way in. And I'm like, and this is what I shock them with. Bro, you got 70 more years. Yeah. 70 more years. You better figure out some stuff that's a little bigger than a transaction.
Yeah, I've never understood that mentality. I think that there's a fine line between impatience and drive. You know, yeah, you're 22. Absolutely, you want to be an investor. That's the drive side of it. Mm-hmm. But you're 22, you don't want to be a real estate agent anymore. You just want to be an investor. That's impatient. And you can't, like, man, I didn't buy my first office building until I was 26. You think I wanted to be an investor when I was 21? Hell yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be a broker. But you know what? I still broker stuff today. Like, it's just part of it. You've got it. It's part of the hustle. You know, and what I do is I take almost, you know, I think I live off of like $3,000 a month. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really cost me a whole lot to live. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I invest every other dollar from my commissions into commercial real estate. And I'm going to keep doing that until I have a portfolio that literally pays for more properties. Dude. And then I'm going to focus on that. I mean, it's just, you got to take it step by step by step.
I said a quote, social media. I said a quote on a podcast, and he highlighted it and then posted it, and then I reposted it. And I got so much pushback, which it's all good. But I said, if sacrificed properly and working intentionally, you can retire from real estate in 3 years. And 90 shitty agents go, well, no, and I'm in my first 3 years, and I go, okay, let's back the train up. If your car was paid off and you live with your mom and you were making $3,000 a month and you didn't have any other debt, that's financially free. You have to redefine what that looks like, guys. Like, that's what I was getting.
Willing to make that sacrifice. Who cares if you live at home with your mom? Like, I'm living at home with my mom right now. She moved out to California and she left her townhouse here. And I saw an opportunity of like, well, I mean, hey, I can move back into my mom's place, mm-hmm. you know, cover the cost of living, but I don't have to pay for anything. Mm-hmm. Help her get this fixed up. Doesn't cost me anything. So how mm-hmm. much money am I saving? I was paying $1,500 a month to rent a place downtown.
But you want to know why, right? You don't want to know why.
Because it's all about the image.
Well, it's the same thing in multifamily. If I have to have another conversation with a fucking multifamily investor that says, oh, I got 1,000 units. And I'm like, no, bro, you don't. Like, you have a point percentage of 1,000 units and you get like a little return. And then you have Tyler Chester, who has a 50 unit by himself that's making real money. Like okay, more importantly, what's sexy? 1,000 unit apartment that's brand new that you get like maybe $200 from, or my client who's got a trailer park in California that he's net cash flowing $8,000 a month on.
Exactly. I mean, it's so much about the image. Now, it's one thing if you are the GP mm-hmm. and you're the primary GP, you know, you're the primary partner in the GP on 1,000 units. That's a completely different story. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, all these guys that, you know, they throw 25 grand into a few deals. They're like, oh, I've got 1,000 units. No, you don't, dude. You're an investor in somebody else's 1,000 units.
And if you were smart, you take the 25,000 and you would say, let me jump in here and be as much of an asset I can to learn every aspect of this business. And you've taken your 25,000 and you've turned it into a $150,000 education. But they don't do that.
Yeah. You know, one thing I want to talk about real quick, because this has just got me thinking about it. You don't have to have any money to buy property, by the way. You know, for anybody listening going, oh, I don't have enough money. I don't know how to put deals together. You don't have to have any of that. my first deal, I bought a 6,000 square foot office building, and I didn't have any money. I was 26. I just started my commercial real estate brokerage. I was living paycheck to paycheck, essentially, which is kind of how all brokers live. But I found a deal and negotiated a commission on it, and then went and found 2 investors, and I rolled that commission in as my portion of the equity. And then I took another 10% equity in the project for finding the deal, putting it together, and managing it. I got 25% in my first project out of that. And I didn't have any money. So you just got to get creative with how you structure these deals. You can buy commercial property. You can buy investments if you don't have any money. And, to the guy that's saying he doesn't want to be a real estate agent anymore, I bet he heard that. And he's like, yeah, absolutely, I want to be a real estate agent still. That's 3%, man. That becomes 15%. That becomes 15% equity if you're putting 20% down. So think about that.
We talk a lot and we don't listen enough. And what I mean by that is the only way to get business done properly is to understand the friction of the deal. And, we walk into a deal. Well, I know they would never, I had a guy call me the other day. I met him on the golf range. I get my number out to everybody. I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck this is, but I'll talk to you. And he goes, he's running through all these scenarios, right? And he's like, I'm going to lowball him. I was like, well, do you have the deal yet? And he goes, no. I said, then what the fuck are we talking about? We're not even talking about anything. You're creating 7 different scenarios of why you can or what's going to happen. Give me the actual asset with a agreed upon price, and then we can talk about strategies.
I mean, that's exactly it. I think that, people get so in their heads with these hypothetical situations. It's like, look, it's super easy. Put the deal under contract and then go out and raise the money. Mm-hmm. Talk to everybody you can.
For my first time, I raised like $70K the other day in like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh shit, that was really super easy. Well, it's a great deal. And we have a portion of control in the deal. So it's even better because we can put our hands on it. So, but what I try to harp on, and I'd love to hear your advice to anybody new starting on the business, maybe 3 points, is that what I tell them is this: get started now, like yesterday. And also, but weaponize yourself with all of the available options to invest. And I'm not just talking about real estate. Like my financial advisor manages like $2 billion. He's young. He works with a lot of real estate guys. Like there's so many different ways to invest your money that works for you, that if you started at 20 or you started at 18 and you built up at 32, you could be retired.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. You got to surround yourself with the right people, right? And that's professionally and personally. Most of my friend circle now, they're all 10 to 15 years older than me.
Dude, I saw your video. I saw your post, and all 5 of y'all had Teslas. I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah. I mean, great friends think alike, right? I mean, we actually all got it because I got mine because my buddy, I did a test drive in his. I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever sat at. Mm-hmm. So literally within 2 weeks, I had one. And then a couple months later, our other buddy got one. And we're just like, all right, man, Tesla gang, let's do this.
No, I love it.
But yeah, you got to surround yourself with like-minded people. I mean, look, honestly, one of the biggest blessings that came out of dropping out of college was that all of my friends were still in college and not in Nashville. I was the only guy that I knew that came back to Nashville. They were all still in Athens and Knoxville and, down at the Grove. And so I didn't go out and drink. I didn't go out and party. I didn't have anything else to do but work. Mm-hmm. And if you surround yourself with people who all they do is live for the weekend and then they want to go out and get shit-faced, and that's what they look forward to every week, you are the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Mm-hmm. That's what you become. Mm-hmm. So if you surround yourself with people who are entrepreneurs, who are real estate investors, who are actively trying to better themselves, you will become all 3 of those things. Mm-hmm. So it's super important to be very picky about who you spend time with, because that's all you have.
Every now and then, probably once a month, maybe twice a month, I'll get up at 2:30 or 3 in the morning and go to the gym and post it on my Instagram so my competition knows they don't stand a fucking chance.
That's right.
It's just me planting the flag and letting you know that you will not outwork me. And it feels like I'm doing everything, but I'm not really doing a lot. because I've leveraged out myself out of a lot of things, or understanding what hits the button for my business, right? And my problem, because I am way older than you, is that I was in my 20s. I was 9 miles wide and a centimeter deep.
Oh yeah.
And so now I'm 1 mile. I'm 1 foot wide and 90 feet down. I do two things. This is what I do, and I if I cannot get a point farther across, like my old boss who I'm having lunch with today, who's worked in commercial development for 20 fucking years, private equity. He said, when you find the bullseye, he goes, you hit that baby so hard, you knock it off the fucking wall.
Yeah. Man, when I first got started in brokerage, I would take on any deal that came my way. I even considered taking on a project in Memphis, which is 3 hours away, because it was big enough for me at the time to be like, I mean, I could drive to Memphis on a Friday and spend the day doing tours and drive back. Like, that's worth it. Now I have a 15-minute radius. And if you call me and you're 30 seconds outside of that radius, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to refer you to somebody else. It's not like you figure out what you're amazing at. It's that 1 inch wide, mile deep thing. This is my area. I don't want to work outside this area. I want to be the expert in this specific location.
How do you stay so disciplined? Because money's money, baby. And that's the hardest part for these new investors and agents. Like,
it is. I think that you get to a certain point where you realize it's not worth your time anymore.
Because because you know what it is? I had it yesterday because somebody brought a project to me and I was like, it's a project I dreamed of, but I realized what it'll do to change my lifestyle, and I love my lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
But
I love being able to leave get an alert on my phone. You've got a meeting in 10 minutes and be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I can leave in 5 minutes and I'll be there. I'll get there in time. I love that convenience factor. I also love this side of town. And you know what really did it in for me? So last year I bought a 12,000 square foot office building in South Nashville. The rest of my portfolio, East Nashville. Super easy for me to work on everything in East Nashville. And I found myself being like, damn it, I got to drive across town to go work on this one property. And we knocked the project out of the park. It's a 30% return for the investors in 16 months when we were telling them it was going to be.
You sold it, right? Is this the one?
Yeah, it's selling at the end of this month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, we originally sold them on a 36-month timeline. So it was phenomenal. But every time I had to go over there and work on it, I was like, man, this is awful. And I'm like, I sit there and I start thinking to myself, why am I feeling this? I don't feel this way about any of the other deals that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And so, that was when I was like, okay, that's it. I'm not taking on anything outside of this radius anymore, because clearly I enjoy doing this. I don't enjoy doing this. And the other thing that a lot of people don't think about is, yeah, maybe there's some money in it, but what is that opportunity going to take away from another opportunity? Right? Like, if you're having to go spend time doing something that you don't like, you got to drive 30 minutes to go to a showing. What is that 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back actually taking away from you? Is that an hour of cold calls? Is that an hour of prospecting through Facebook? Is that an hour of door knocking in your neighborhood where you want to do deals? I mean, people just don't think about that.
And on a metaphysical level, to take it another notch, because I always go deep layered, you're also signaling to the universe that you have an abundant mentality, not scarcity.
Exactly.
And because you have abundance, the universe is going to give you what you want. It's a very thin line point, but it's very important. And I think it's the hardest thing agents work on.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, look, I was one of the first, Nashville's not a huge city, right? So if you're a commercial real estate broker, there's probably fewer than 400 of us. And I'd say even fewer than 100 that really do 80% of the work. It's not a huge city. So you'll take on a listing up in Hendersonville, which is 15 minutes outside of downtown. Northeast, you'll take on a listing in Spring Hill, which is 30 minutes south of downtown. You take on kind of everything. So when I became the East Nashville guy, I was the first commercial real estate broker in Nashville to really niche down into a location. And I said, I'm going to be the guy for this area. And, when it first started out, it was like, okay, cool. This is cute. He's the East Nashville guy. But now, 2 years later, I got a call from a residential real estate agent yesterday who was referring me another residential real estate agent who has a listing because it's in East Nashville. And they're like, oh, you got to call Tyler. He is the expert in East Nashville. Mm-hmm. Well, once you start getting that reputation for that, dude, why would they call anybody else in your neighborhood?
Well,
call you.
It's so funny that you say that because I call it my checkered past, call it my attitude, but I seem to get the hard cases in coaching. They want the stubborns, but I'm okay because I'm willing to go down there with them because they know that, oh, you can't stop drinking. Call Austin. He'll fuck you right up. And so it's like, my question to you is as simple as this. I wake up every day and I tell myself there's got to be more. There's got to be more love. There's got to be more time. There's got to be more time with loved ones, friends. And it's taken so much. Like, perfect example, if you're a brand new agent or real investor and you're listening to this and you're just getting started, I want you to take 2 neighborhoods and I want you to become the fucking specialist in those neighborhoods. I got a friend who runs a brokerage and has been investing in Round Rock, Texas for 11 years. And he's been beating that town up for 11 years straight. And he doesn't even really buy outside of that town. And it's like, and he just sells the same houses over and over again. And it's like, it's okay, guys. It's all relative.
Yeah. Can you imagine walking into a listing appointment and being like, oh, Mrs. Jones, I've sold this house twice before.
Yeah.
I love the renovations you did. It should move even faster.
Yeah.
Like, come on. To have that level of expertise, you walk into an appointment like that and they're like, why would we even consider listing with anyone else? Right?
But,
like, there's something to be said about that. I think too, for the newer guys, like, quit worrying about the image. Mm-hmm. Quit worrying about that. Everybody's so worried about being flashy and getting a new car and doing this. Like, no, slum it, man. Like, make the sacrifice. That you have to. Like, I work my ass off. I don't really go out on the weekends and party, hardly ever. I go home and I write a blog post, or I go home and start thinking about a YouTube video that we can make, or I go on a walk and I listen to a podcast. I'm always trying to get better because I'm 28. I have, this is the perfect time for me to be sacrificing all of that, learning everything that I can so that I can buy as many properties as I can now, so that in 10 years, I can then go do all the stuff that you are trying to show off that you're doing, but I can have money doing it, and I can drink the nice wines, and I can have the nice bourbons, and I can spend $10,000 on gambling at, poker in Vegas and not really care that I lose it, because guess what? I've got properties that are bringing me $100,000 a month. Like, it doesn't matter. That's what's cool.
I don't know if you'll ever upgrade from White Claw Mango though, but but what
I'll ever need to.
Do you want? I just add a question because I want to make a point. Do you want kids or not?
I do. I think I do.
Okay. Well, here's the point I make to everybody that I coach that's 20 years old. I want you to go all in on investments in your capital so you can be the dad that's always at the soccer game.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not see that? Like,
you can be the coach.
Do you know how many 50-year-olds I meet that go, oh my God, I wish I was around for my kids. I'm just now getting into multifamily investing. Like, guys, this is why I harp on this so much. Go all in. I listened to an Andy Frisella podcast. He goes, if you can look at me in the face and you can tell me for the last 1,000 days that you've done everything necessary to be better, then I'll shut up.
I've got a buddy, and he has 2 very young kids, and they lived in Nashville, but he's been focused heavily on investing in real estate. He does hotels, multifamily, commercial. We helped him buy an AT&T this year. He has been focusing on that, building up his passive income so that he can spend 365 days a year with his kids traveling across the country. I don't even know the last time he was back in Nashville, but he's always posting photos on Instagram of, mountain biking with his friends and, going to these really cool places with his kids. I mean, he's with his kids every day doing these super cool, unique experiences. And it's and he works probably an hour a day, maybe, because he's got all of this passive income that he built up from all of these properties. He's got property managers in place that report to him on everything. He doesn't have to be there answering any phone calls. He literally travels 365 days a year with his family. I mean,
No,
that's
it's all
the goal.
possible. It's all possible.
He's like mid to late 30s.
But we instead want to fill our life with Netflix and bullshit. And it's like, you know what I tell them that really messes them up, bro? This is when you shut them up when you're at a meetup. Because I gave one in the divorce and I had another one that I sold, but I had like 3 houses that had like 400K equity. I'll stare him. I'm 38. I'll stare him dead in the face at 20 years old. I said, I'll sign my properties over to you right now with the equity in them if I could be 20 again. And that's when they're like, oh shit. Like,
yeah, because guess what? I'll make a hell of a lot more than that.
My favorite is Tom Ballou when he goes, put me in any company in the fucking mailroom and I'll be CEO in a couple years, because now you know what you know. You can just move through it so much quicker. Like
the knowledge and experience that you get, it's just
can't give it back, man. Can't give it back. Well, dude, this has been a blast. Tell everybody how they can find out about you, your blog, everything you got going on.
Yeah. So the blog you can find on my website, tylercauble.com. We're posting weekly YouTube videos on different aspects of commercial real estate. So investment strategy, leasing management tips, market updates. That's just under my name, Tyler Cauble. If you guys actually want to interact with me, you want to ask questions about commercial real estate, getting into commercial real estate, how to invest, follow me on Instagram. I respond to every direct message on there. It's commercial in Nashville with underscores between each word. I literally do respond to every DM. That's how Austin and I met.
Yes, it does. And I can't wait to share a cigar with you and shoot the shit when you
absolutely.
Because I know aren't your partners in Austin or something?
Yeah. So, well, Bruce is my partner.
Wow, I'm having dinner with him Friday night, so we'll talk shit about you. It's cool.
Yeah,
I did. I tell you what. Look. Let's just be honest. I want to say it on record. He'll say it too. A lot of people are like, I don't know how I feel about Bruce Peterson. I'm like, I know how I feel about him. I love that man. That is an honest to the core guy.
Hey, look, I love Bruce.
Yes.
I mean, he's one of those guys that he's incredibly genuine to you and to himself.
Yes.
And what a lot of people don't like about him is that he's just honest. Like, he'll be honest with you. He's like,
I got time
that's
for
a
this shit.
Stupid fucking idea.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No, all you have to do is go out and he's an incredible person. He's an amazing wealth of knowledge, and damn, is he a great partner.
He's the best, man. So here's the deal. I'm interviewing him on Friday too, but you need to come to Nashville and we'll all sit around. That'll be no fun at all. Sitting around smoking a cigar.
I don't think we would have any fun smoking cigars.
Y'all should not come to that. We'll dress nice. People will be worried about how good looking we are. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
That's right. Well, dude, don't threaten me with a good time. I mean, I've been toying with the idea of expanding into Austin eventually anyway. So
you got to. It's
5 times last year.
It's one of those things where, because I'm born and raised Texas. I lived in Nashville. I lived in Denver. I've traveled a lot. But when you look at it from a point of view of just like pure commerce, like next to Nashville, I don't know if there's a better Central Texas. I mean, just business wise, it's just, and it's not going to stop. I mean, we live 26 minutes outside of town on a farm in a tiny home, and the basic acre over here is like $250. Like, it's just, and we're not even close to Austin. So you're just seeing Tesla just bought another 381 acres. So, they saw Elon Musk downtown last week. So, I mean, it's like, Joe Rogan's here. It's crazy, man.
It's an amazing city, man. I mean, there's look, if I don't think I will ever leave Nashville, but if I do, it would be to go to Austin.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to be buying a condo there downtown one day, just so that I can come stay for weeks at a time. I mean, I love, dude. There's nothing like the riverfront there, man. I mean, that's the best riverfront I've ever been to.
No, well, I'm sure you're busy, but we're having a huge mastermind November 7th. Bruce is speaking. I'm speaking. Bunch of guys are flying in from out of state. So if you don't catch this one, we'll catch another one. So. Yeah,
I might have to catch another one. I've got 2 properties closing that week, so
that's all right.
I might have to be here for that.
You can make it rain afterwards. Well, I appreciate it, my brother, and we'll see you next time. Thanks everybody for listening, guys. Make sure you share it with your friends, and thank y'all so much for listening.
Thank you for listening to Construct Your Life with Austin Linney. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Most importantly, take this opportunity to start constructing your life by taking immediate action on what you learned. For show notes, resources, and more information on one-on-one coaching with Austin, visit constructyourlifepodcast.com.